Sargon of Akkad. Sargon. Sargon of Akkad, also known as Sargon the Great, was the first ruler of the Akkadian Empire, known for his conquest of the Sumerian city-states in the 24th to 23rd centuries BC. He's sometimes identified as the first person in recorded history to rule over an empire. Right. Let's see about his early life. Chronology. Year names, historiography. See these things when they find these things, these are called stele. They're like they put these up all over the place. Those ancient people from the ancient Near East, they would put these type of things up. Often they would have writing on them, and we find them, and then that's how we get most of our information about them. Yeah, the prior chapter. Yeah, that's what they're trying to say. That that was last chapter. Now we're talking about something else. Oh yeah, Ryan's video. Oh yeah, we gotta watch that. Ryan's video is so dumb, so utterly dumb. Well, let's just find out about this Sargon of Akkad thing if we can. Conquest of Sumer. Conquest. See, this is more like later literary composition on Sargon. See, this is probably what this is. The story about him being in a basket, because nobody knows very much about Sargon, his actual life. We don't have very much historical evidence of it, right? But after these people die, these great kings, then these legends rise up about them. That's what happens. That's what this person is actually talking about. And the narrative of Sargon the Conquering Hero is set at Sargon's court, and in a situation of crisis, Sargon addresses his warriors, praising the virtue of heroism and a lecture by a courtier on the glory achieved. Anyway, whatever. It's so boring. The narrative King of Battles. Origin legends. Okay, Sargon became the subject of legendary narratives describing his rise to power and from humble origins and his conquest of Mesopotamia and later Assyrian and Babylonian literature. Apart from these secondary and partly legendary accounts, there are many inscriptions due to Sargon himself, although the majority of these are known only from much later copies. The Louvre has fragments. The Sumerian legends. Sargon legends contains a legendary account of Sargon's rise to power. Okay. The extant versions are incomplete, but the surviving two fragments named Sargon's father as Laibum. After a lacuna, the text skips to Ur-Zababa, king of Kish, who awakens after a dream, the contents of which are not revealed on the surviving portion of the tablet. For unknown reasons, Ur-Zababa appoints Sargon as his cupbearer. Soon after, the cupbearer was an important position back then. That's probably part of the story here, but sorry, I'm just trying to do a couple of things at the same time. But anyway, for no reasons, he did the cupbearer. Soon after this, Ur-Zababa invites Sargon to his chambers to discuss a dream of Sargon's involving the favor of the goddess Inanna and the drowning of Ur-Zababa by the goddess in a river of blood. Deeply frightened, Ur-Zababa orders Sargon murdered by the hands of Belistikal, the chief smith, but Inanna prevents it, demanding that Sargon stop at the gates because of his being polluted with blood. When Sargon returns to Ur-Zababa, the king becomes frightened again and decides to send Sargon to king. Anyway, I don't hear anything about a birth legend. All right, here we go. A Neo-Assyrian text. Neo-Assyrians, we're talking about centuries later, okay? We're talking about a whole, like almost like a millennia later. The seventh, it's more than a millennia. It's like probably like 2,000 years later. More than 2,000 years later. Or not more than 2,000. It's like 1,600 years later. Okay? After Sargon died, 1,600 years later, they have this legend about him. A Neo-Assyrian text from the 7th century BC purporting to be Sargon's autobiography. Asserts that the great king was the illegitimate son of a priestess. Anyway, by the way, this story, 7th century BC, is after Moses. Moses, you're talking about like, I don't know, roughly like 1500 BC, roughly, okay? So this is like way after Moses. So the person that wrote this is just an ignorant person, yeah? My mother was a high priest, my father I knew not. The brothers of my father love the hills. My city is Azupiranu, which is situated on the banks of the Euphrates. My high priestess mother conceived me, and the secret she bore me. She set me in a basket of rushes with bitumen, she sealed my lid. She cast me into the river, which rose over me. The river bore me up and carried me to Akkad, the drawer of water. Anyway, like I say, this story is 700 or 800 years after Moses, all right? And this is just a dumb myth. This is probably based on the Moses story. How do we know? Where did they get this? We don't know. They could have based this story about Sargon on the story of Moses. But people like this, they just read some atheist dumb article on it, and they're like, "Oh, I know more than these Christians. They're so dumb." Anyway. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're gonna say. So utterly dumb. But atheists are like that. You see, yeah, they think they're like these bastions of reason and knowledge, but they're just the opposite.
Okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike and Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you wanna support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shills. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike and Pat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.